This is practice exercise 3. I will do this exercise in JavaScript. As usual, you're welcome to use any language you would like, but I'm going to set this one up in JavaScript for you, so feel free to follow along. We're going to check if something is odd or even. So this is actually a pretty straightforward one. It's almost a subset of what we do in the prime number problem. So given a number n, check whether it is even or odd. Return true if it's even, return false if it's odd. We've got two example cases. So we start with n where it's 15. We would expect it to be false because false is not even. False is odd. 44 is even, so we'd expect it to be true. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up in JavaScript. So let me open up my delete me folder. I'm going to create this code here. So we'll say new folder, and you can put this wherever you'd like. I like mine in C code delete me. And this will be, so we're doing odd or even. And I'm going to do this. So in JavaScript, it likes for the root project to have these hyphens here. So this is kebab cased. So we'll say odd or even. And now let's open this. Actually, let me copy the MD file in. And now we're going to open this. I'm going to close this and open this in code. All right, now that I've got that open, starting with JavaScript, we need to do an npm I. So we're going to initialize. That'll create our package.json. It's going to prompt us for a few things. Most of these you can just leave the default. So let me run through these really quickly. I hope very quickly. Oh, not npm I, npm init, my apologies. That's why it ran a problem. All right, so npm init, we're gonna go ahead and run this. The package name, I'm gonna leave the same version, don't care. Description, don't care. Default is gonna be index.js, that's fine. Test command, I can go ahead and type this in. So whatever test command you might wanna do, Mocha, Ava, Jest, totally up to you. I'll do Mocha for this one. In a future one, I'll probably do a different one just so we can see different testing frameworks. We'll just do Mocha here. That command is just Mocha. Get repo, we can leave empty. Keywords, not worried about. Author, you can put your name if you want, or your email address if you want. I'll just put that in. You don't have to, you can leave it blank. License, we'll leave alone. Type, we do want to make sure this is a module. If you forget this, no worries, but we do want that to be module, and then confirm yes. If you missed module, that's okay. Go back into package.json, find the type line. Mine's on line 7. This should say common or common.js. Just change it to module. That's all you need to do there. All right, so there's our package.json. Now from here, I do need to install a test package. So I'll do npm I, we'll do Mocha with chai. Again, I said I'm gonna do Mocha. So Mocha with chai, dash capital D. This is the same as dash save dash dev. The single dash or the capital D is the same thing. I is short for install. So this is the command that will install both Mocha and chai using dev packages. So we'll go ahead and run that. While that's running, let's create our folder. This is gonna be our test folder. And let's go ahead and create another folder. This is going to be the main code, so the main application. So we'll just call it, I could call it main, I could call it app, I could call it source, I could call it just about anything. So it's the even or odd. I'll just call it source. So in test, we'll create our new file, and this will be so odd or even.test.js. And let's go ahead and describe odd or even checks. Go and create our call in for our category. And now it is what we use for Mocha. And we'll say this is example 1. Let me open up the MD again. So example 1 is this first one. And let's go ahead and write this one really fast. All right, so I'm going to select all, Control K F, that'll format everything. So Control K, then F, and then I'm going to hit Control Shift P, that opens up the commands, and I'm going to find convert indentation to tabs. I like tabs. All right, so now that I've got that, we'll just create our input. So we'll say const n equals 15. Const expected equals false. So I'm just copying these values straight from here, n 15, and then false for the expected. Now we're going to run through our odd and even check. So we're going to take some number, and we want to determine if it's odd or even. So this is, I use this name on another example. I'll use it again. It's a number inspector. So we're inspecting a number to see if something's true. So let's go ahead and create one of these. We'll say number inspector equals new number inspector. You don't have to do this as a class. You could do this just as a single method in JavaScript, but just to keep it consistent for C# and Java, I'll do this as a class. So we'll create our new number inspector class, and then we'll say const is even equals number inspector dot is even given n. So we're going to pass n and say, is this even or not? And then we expect is even to equal expected. And I need to import expect from chai. There we go. All right, so that's all looking pretty good. Now this won't run, so we'll just run npm test. This won't run because I don't have a number inspector class. We have an error. So we need to go ahead and create that. So in source, let's go ahead and create a new file. This is going to be the main number inspection code. So let's say number inspection.js. Number inspection being the category of things. We could have multiple classes in here. Inside here, we'll create a class called number inspector. And then let's go ahead and export that. And then we need to import it into our test. Make sure to get the JS in there. That looks pretty good. Now we'll need an isEven method. We'll say some number. We'll go ahead and say n, only because if we look at the MD file, we'll notice that we're using n in a lot of places. So I'll just keep it as n inside the method here. You don't have to. You could rename this to number. That might be more appropriate, but I'll leave it as n for now. I'm not going to return anything, therefore it will make sure both tests fail. All right, so I think that's good to go. Let me go ahead and run the test again and expect undefined equal false. So we are getting our assertion. That looks good. That's example 1. Let's go ahead and create example 2. So I'll copy this, paste it, example 2. And example 2 is 44 and true. So I'm just going to change those lines there. Let's rerun our test, and I should now have 2 failures. And in fact, I do. So that's the setup. Let's go and review real fast. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Make sure you get this code. This is your test setup. And then once that's done, here's the code. Your job now is to implement this line here, line 3, write code here. So you're going to actually implement this on your own. Good luck.